Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us today. We're really excited to present to you our first webinar for RenalMate. It's eating for energy and physical activity, something that we all need a little bit more of in our lives. And this is specifically tailored for chronic kidney disease. Sorry, my words, I'm twisting my tongue. For chronic kidney disease and renal failure. So I'm just going to take a brief minute to introduce myself and the other wonderful hosts today of this webinar. My name is Sarah Hawthorne. I'm actually from Australia. I've been in California for 7 years now, and I'm a certified health coach. So on a daily basis, I help people live their best lives through eating well and making supportive lifestyle choices. I'm an advisor at RenalMate, and I am the founder of My Balance and Wellness. I'm very excited to announce that we have Wilson Du joining us today on the call, and he'll be talking to you, inspiring you all about getting active and how you as a patient can improve the quality of your life through simple daily choices. He's a kidney disease patient and advocate. He's an athlete and motivator. And also he is the renal warrior. So you can follow him online for lots of inspiring pictures and just follow his journey. Next up, we have Mathia. She is the author of over 15 books on kidney disease. You can find those on Amazon. And she's also the founder of Renal Diet HQ. And she has wonderful recipes on her website. So feel free to check that out. You'll find them very helpful. And lastly, but not least, we have Jennifer Zappola. She's a certified personal trainer and amazingly a kidney donor. So she has had a transformative journey as well, where she lost 35 pounds and really changed and improved the quality of her life. Wilson, we just wanted to mention, right, how big of a case that this is in the US. Kidney disease is a really expensive disease with the healthcare system. Do you want to just walk us through sort of the stats on that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, right now we're looking at over 30 million people affected that's suffering from CKD in the United States. You know, the sad thing is that a lot of people they don't know that they have it until they actually have to go through dialysis. So that's roughly about 10% of the population. It's, you know, a $42 billion cost, for chronic kidney disease, including 32.9 billion for ESRD. So it's a huge thing, and it's, you know, I'll talk a little more about it later, but, you know, one of the biggest things that I got from meeting a lot of nurses and technicians up and down the coast of California is that the same thing that they're saying all the time is that the chairs are getting filled up and business is getting busier, and that, you know, the patients are getting younger and younger. So that's why I'm glad we're
yeah. So it's really about prevention, isn't it? Preventative healthcare. And that's what we're here to empower you with today, is the power of knowledge. So on the agenda, we have Wilson kicking things off with his renal warrior story. We're going to be talking about the importance of physical activity and how you can incorporate it into your daily life. We're going to be doing a little talk about the formula for energy and health, and it may be a little bit more simple than you thought. And lastly, we're going to do what, when, and how to eat for energy, followed by a Q&A where you get to ask your pressing questions, and our panel of experts are going to answer those for you.
All right.
So over to you, Wilson.
All right. So again, Wilson Du, the Renal Warrior. I'm very excited to be on here. Thank you very much for having me as part of this. And, you know, the renal warrior story goes is, you know, I was diagnosed with kidney disease back in June of 2016. And within a few months later, I had to go through a dialysis through an emergency session. At the time I was diagnosed, I was a little over 300 pounds, 315 pounds, and was left in a wheelchair, hospitalized for weeks, muscles atrophied. Doctor pretty much told me if I wanted to survive, I needed to get a kidney transplant, but unfortunately, I would not qualify for one due to my weight. I couldn't exercise because I was hospitalized and in a wheelchair, couldn't walk, and so it was damn near impossible when the doctor told me to lose 100 pounds. It's like telling me to lose 1,000 pounds.
Wow.
But there came a point in time where I hit a crossroads and I decided to choose life. It was, a decision, either continue on with, either stop dialysis and stop, or continue on with it. But if I continue on with this, I would have to fight. So after that day, I didn't look back, and I picked myself up. I started walking, no matter how painful, and the walk just evolved into down the street, down the block, onto a bike, 1 mile, 2 mile, 5 miles. And then we just completed a 550 miles up and down the coast of California, from the Bay Area, San Francisco, all the way down to San Diego, California. This was just to prove to all the patients out there, to let them know that, it may seem impossible in the beginning, it may seem difficult, but, little by little, and it all started with, a 10-foot walk to the porch. And this is what it evolved to. I kept my head down. 2 years later, here I am, 130 pounds lost, just to show, especially other patients, that it is possible. I know how it feels. I know it's difficult. I've been there, and I'm here to let you know that it will get better if you allow it to. Trust me, believe me. So that's my story.
Wow, that is really motivating and really powerful. It almost drew a little tear to my eye, just being there with you through that experience. Jennifer, would you like to share with us some of your favorite ways and how we can get started with physical activity? It seems daunting at first, right? But surely there's something we can do to get started and then gradually build on that.
Absolutely. Thank you. I'm excited to be a part of this, and I hope the information you take today, I know it could be overwhelming right now, but for everybody, just like Wilson said, small little steps will get you to those big steps. And so that's where you need to start with. You need to start with little steps. And the one thing I want to emphasize is that some of you at home, maybe thinking, oh, you know what, I got to get to the gym. I gotta get a membership, or whatever it is. I need a trainer, whatever. You don't necessarily need all that right at this moment. So let's start thinking a little bit on the small end, just to get you moving, doing some things that you haven't been doing already. And so if that is, you have the opportunity to walk around your apartment, your house, your backyard, depending on where you are, your climate, whatever it is. Let's think about little things. So if you're able to drive, and you can drive to the mall and you have to do your daily task, or even go food shopping, and we'll talk about nutrition in a little bit, why don't you start by parking a little further away from the front door of the supermarket? And this way you get the little extra steps in. If you have to go to the mall, the holidays are coming up, to buy some presents, why don't you go a little bit extra earlier and walk around the mall if you're able to? This way, maybe 4 times around the mall, you'd be surprised, like that equals up almost to a mile. Or little steps of just getting up and down in your chair, doing little things like that, leg raises in your chair. Little things every day will add up, and every day you do a little bit, you'll get to that goal of setting that you'll set so that you can get into a bigger and better exercise program. But start small, and what today's accomplishment is, tomorrow you're going to do even better. So don't worry about what the big goal at the end of it. Start small with little small goals that every day you can achieve, that your body can achieve, but at least do your best to try that.
Right. Yeah. And one thing I wanted to quickly add there is make it fun. Like, pick something that you love to do, because that's the
absolutely
only way it's going to be sustainable, right? If you
absolutely
sign up for a gym and you hate gyms, you're never going to go.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah. And that's the thing. A lot of times people jump in, it's in all, or, I have to do everything all in. And that's not necessarily what you have to do. You can start and do things that's in small increments, and then maybe one day, and you may be ready, and maybe you won't be. That's not a problem. There's plenty of things you can do outside in your environment, or believe it or not, even in your own home, even without gym equipment, quote unquote, that'll get you to your goals. It's basically changing your mind and creating that mindset that you can do this, and we are here also to support you and make you achieve it.
Yeah. If you love to dance, move your body and dance,
Yeah. Oh yeah. Whatever's going to get you to move, let's do it.
So now I'm going to speak about the formula for energy and health. I work with a lot of clients, and I always tell them the most simple thing you can do is just maximize what the body needs. So this is good nutrition. We're going to talk a lot about whole foods today, nutritional density. Mathia is an expert in that, particularly for kidney disease. But I'm talking about vitamins, minerals, protein, good fats, antioxidants, which is basically eating all the colors of the rainbow. And also just getting sunshine and water. That's basically the raw materials that the body needs to thrive and function optimally. So if you're doing that and making a mindful choice to do that on a regular basis, you're going to be doing your body a big favor. The next thing is to minimize the things that are no longer serving your body. And I think in the modern world these days, stress is one of the biggest ones. So if you can just simply do some deep breathing exercises or practice mindfulness, maybe you're into meditation and yoga, that's going to be giving you a really good head start on achieving your health goals just by taming chronic stress, which can, you know, create excess inflammation in the body and upset our immune systems. Lastly, you want to prioritize the things that support you to feel and look your best. That's daily physical activity, getting good sleep. You know, I'm an 8-hour girl myself, but if I can get 10, I'll take it. Even just getting anything but over 6 is a really good start. Making sure that you stay hydrated, making sure that you have a community around you that's supporting you with your health goals. So you've got meaningful relationships with your partner, your pets, your kids, your friends, and that's what's really going to set you up to thrive. So that's just a little bit about me. As I said, I'm a certified health coach and I live in the Bay Area. So I regularly take people on healthy food shopping tours. We do cooking workshops together and I really handhold them through adopting new food habits and lifestyle choices in their daily lives. So I want to talk about the 5 pillars of health. The first one is nutrition, which Mathia is going to touch on in greater detail in just a moment. As I mentioned, sleep is really important as well, daily physical activity, supportive relationships, and having a mindfulness practice to manage modern day stress.